Mongraal is one of the most well-known Fortnite players in the world, creating viral clips with just his personality.
Oh. Hey, GG's bro. Good fight, man. I really like having a balanced fight. GG!
But despite his massive potential in content creation, he has always focused more on his competitive career. So how did he go from this?
Let's go! Let's go, boys!
To this?
But it's just hard finding true because I've done so bad the last 3 seasons that no one cares to think like, oh, how is he playing now? They just think, oh, 3 seasons, like, wow, it's washed.
Well, you are going to find out in this video. Now I could start with his entire story, but that is not relevant to his competitive storyline. So let's start at the beginning of his competitive career. His journey as a pro player officially began when he joined Team Secret on the 25th of April in 2019. This was an impressive milestone because this made him the youngest Fortnite pro player ever at only 13 years of age. However, this also posed a problem. Mongraal was able to compete in unofficial tournaments, but not in official ones hosted by Epic Games. This was because of a rule that Epic Games enforced stating that only players of the ages 16 and above could compete in their tournaments. Mongraal missed out on major events like the summer and fall skirmish because of this. And this upset him. Not because of the money he could potentially earn, but because he wanted to compete and become the best.
I don't care if all the money would go to charity or whatever, I just want to play.
This mindset will be a very important part in the rest of his story, but we'll get into that later. Just remember for now that competing was more important for him than making a lot of money. Luckily for Mongraal, this all changed in February of 2019. Fortnite lowered the competitive age restriction to 13 and above instead of 16 and above. And this sparked some criticism from more mature players, with some even saying that it became the downfall of competitive Fortnite. However, Mongraal was happy. And this change came just in time, because 2 months later the qualifiers for the most important tournament in all of Fortnite's history started, the Fortnite World Cup. It was his first major tournament and he wanted to show the world that he was the best of the best. But he needed the perfect duo for that. He teamed up with Metro, and that is when the magic really started to happen. They placed first in the Lux Cup and third in the Fortnite World Cup warm-up, making $4,500 before the World Cup qualifiers even started. Then when the qualifiers did finally start, they already qualified in the first week of duos and made an extra $5,250 from placing top 6 and top 3 in the 2 duo weeks after that. Mongraal and Metro were playing out of their minds together. However, Mongraal was struggling to qualify for the solos event. It took him all 9 weeks, but he ultimately qualified in the last week of the qualifiers by placing top 5, making him one of just 17 players in the world to qualify for both solos and duos. His wishes finally came true. He set himself up to potentially become the best Fortnite player ever. And if you think that his confidence couldn't be boosted more, then you're wrong. Because 20 days before the World Cup, this happened.
FaZe Mongraal! It's Mongraal! Yo, it's Mongraal! Yes! Let's go, dude! It's FaZe Mongraal, it's Mongraal, it's Mongraal, it's Mongraal, it's Mongraal.
Mongraal signed with FaZe Clan to represent them during the World Cup. This was a huge step forward for him, as FaZe is one of the biggest organizations in esports, and it gave him a lot of publicity. The whole Fortnite community knew about him. Now it was time to show them what he could do.
We have some great players still left in this game, but Mongraal with 4 eliminations is looking for number 5, and that was on Nate. We're now down to the final moments, top 5 monster.
He had to fully commit there. Those are the maps that he needed. He's still in the game here. He's going to go all the way for it, and that's a trade out with the 109 to the face here.
Huge elimination on Takamura. We're into a 1v1v1v1, top 4 players now. Mongraal in the ultimate low ground, going up against the player. It's gonna be Boga. The game 1 winner will not be enough against Mongraal, who does get picked quite a bit. He loses a lot of HP. No more builds, but the victory royale goes to the veteran Som.
He placed 13th in solos and 6th in duos, taking home $375,000 in total. This was absolutely crazy for him, as he went from being too young to compete to now being one of the best and richest pro players. Now he conquered the World Cup, but Trio FNCS was next. So Mongraal had to find a third together with Metro to continue his domination. And after playing well together with Benji Fishy in their first event, it was decided. The MMB era had officially begun without anyone knowing how powerful it was going to be. Just to show you how crazy this trio was, they had an average placement of 2nd in all 17 qualifier sessions, not counting the one session they placed top 250. And of those 17 sessions, they placed first 9 times. Do you even realize how insane that really is? This resulted in incredible moments that no one in the community will ever forget about.
Oh my! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Someone needs to click that! Oh no! Not dead! Dead!
But unfortunately, due to Max being in the game during Grand Finals, they placed 10th. Which was still good, but definitely not what we all expected. He then split from Mitro for squads FNCS after that, claiming 2nd place in Grand Finals together with Benji Fishy, Wolfies and Nate. Didn't qualify for Duo FNCS Grand Finals together with Benji Fishy after a disappointing performance, and placed 26th and 16th in the 2 solo FNCS Grand Finals after that, showing his first ever dip in performance after being at the top. But we all know that Mongraal never gives up. So in Trio FNCS Grand Finals of Chapter 2 Season 4, Mongraal claimed first place after getting back together with Mitro and playing with Tayson. The whole community was ecstatic. Mongraal was back to being one of the best players in the world. But little did we all know, it was the beginning of his downfall. The season was over, and something happened that most people expected already. Tayson split with Mongraal and Mitro. Why? Because they weren't listening to him and they weren't practicing in scrims. Mongraal and Mitro were left with no trio. He took a break at the start of Season 5 and started looking for a new one. Now Benji Fishy also split from his trio. And this could only mean one thing: the return of MMB. And they did pretty decent in Cash Cups, but failed to make round 3 in week 1 of FNCS qualifiers, resulting in Benji Fishy finding a new trio. Mongraal and Mitro found a new 3rd in Quinton for week 2, but couldn't make it past round 1 of qualifiers this time. Yes, Mongraal, who double qualified for the World Cup and won Trio FNCS, couldn't make it past round 1 of FNCS qualifiers. This truly showed how much of a fall Mongraal really made all of a sudden. And he knew that things had to change. He started grinding again. Remember how he didn't scrim with Tayson? Well, he picked up Ibo High together with Mitro in week 3 and yes, they actually started practicing scrims again. They placed a lot better, finally making round 3, but failed to make round 4 and Grand Finals. Then Season 6 arrived. And Mongraal looked promising as he instantly earned $200 in a solo Cash Cup, even saying that he was better now than the season in which he won FNCS.
I'm playing the game like so much right now. I'm actually dying. I actually think I'm better right now than I was in Stark season.
He also made a trio with Mitro and Milan this time, even though his fanbase was telling him to drop Mitro.
Why do I always get asked in my chat, do you think you, Mitro, Milan, gonna do good in FSS? Drop Mitro for Aqua, CR. Like, yeah, let me do that 2 days before FNCS. I don't know, man. Stop asking me these questions, please.
But despite the criticism, they did a lot better than Season 5 by making round 3 2 out of the 3 weeks. But failed to make Grand Finals again. Now he was starting to get really frustrated, saying that he was lazy last FNCS, but actually grinded for this one.
Last FNCS, it was me being completely lazy and not taking it serious, so I can't be angry about that. Already, just no excuses, taking full blame. Last FNCS, I wasn't quite there, I didn't perform, it's my own fault. Then he goes on to say, but this one was different. Since I've been playing so much, it hurts a lot to not play. I want to take something out of this at least.
And that he learned a lot to become a better player in future game modes.
I have now learned the role of an IGL after playing without one for so long and understanding things I didn't before because I was ignorant. This experience will be beneficial in future game modes and has made me a much better overall player, grinding even more than before.
However, he didn't qualify for grand finals of the solo FNCS All-Star Showdown afterwards, and then started looking for a new trio once again in Season 7. But this time, he made an important decision. He left Metro behind. This was the first time he split from Metro in a major trio event. And some people were very happy about this, since they thought Metro was holding him back. This decision proved to work out, as he finally made FNCS semi-finals again together with Wave Kiko and Slender, but ultimately didn't make grand finals once more. Mongraal is currently stuck in a downward spiral. Don't get me wrong, he has an amazing contract with FaZe, 2,600 subscribers on Twitch, and 7 million YouTube views per month. But it isn't about the money for him. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video? He values his competitive performance over his income, which is why Mongraal seems a lot more calm and sad nowadays. I mean, just look at the difference of him playing his first game of Chapter 2 Season 3
What the fuck? What is that?
and the first game of the new Season 8. I wouldn't say this is a sign of depression, but I think he is just focused on competing and grinding more than ever, leaving his content personality behind for a while. However, I still think that we need to look out for Mongraal. The pro community makes fun of him and calls him terrible.
Oh, like, shut up, I just didn't want to play with Mongraal, shit.
Some of which he considered close friends, and it will be even harder for him to find a good trio because of this. No one believes in him anymore after his last 3 seasons, no matter how much he grinds today. Chapter 2 Season 8 will be Mongraal's most important season to prove himself again, and I believe in him. He has a winner's mentality, grinds the game a lot, and wants to become the best again. Mongraal is talented enough to pull it back, and he will. Let's hope I can make a part 2 in the future titled The Rise, Fall and Rise Again of Mongraal. Yes, it's the end of the video, but before you go, please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and use code Justicul in the item shop. That would absolutely make my day. Now have an amazing day, and I will see you in the upcoming video.